Hopes and dreams for Millington's future. We are here tonight because 500 people decided to become a town called Millington in 1903. A charter was created and was approved by our Tennessee legislators. Our charter is a very important document that gives this board the authority to tax and spend our money to create a better quality of life. Along with that authority comes a few rules set out in that same charter. I would like to discuss some of the rules regarding the budget process. In Section 1303, it states that once this board has set a date for a public hearing, a notice is to be published in the official newspaper at least 10 days in advance of that date. The official newspaper for the City of Millington is the Millington Star. No notice was published for this hearing. Section 13.02 of our charter states that the mayor was to have a message at the first reading of this ordinance on May 23rd. It says that he is to give the citizens an overview of the budget and anything else he deems important. A copy of this message was to be provided to any person desiring one at the first reading. This was not done. To the mayor's credit, he does now have a message in the exhibit. The rule that bothered me the most was Section 11.03 that states, each resolution and ordinance shall be in written form before being introduced. I'm pretty sure the intent of our founders was that all of the exhibits and attachments with an ordinance should also be in written form before being introduced. Numerous citizens requested copies of the exhibit and were refused. They were told it was a working document and that it would change, so why would you want it? The exhibits were finally placed on the counter at City Hall. However, copies were not available, and I can only guess how much it would cost a citizen this year. And thanks, Deborah, you told me. Rules are important in our society. Rules make the playing field fair for everyone. I've coached softball for several years, and I teach my girls the importance of rules. As a coach, sometimes you use the rules for your advantage, and sometimes even when you know the rules, you still mess up. No one is perfect. I lost a game once because I got excited and touched one of my girls as she rounded third to encourage her to go home and score. She was called out. Because I did not stomp off the field angry with the umpire, my girls learned that everyone must follow the rules. They still tease me to this day about having to run a lap at the next practice, but they also learn to pay attention to the rules. Rules are important, and I believe that the charter rules that were broken were not done intentionally. After doing some research regarding our budget, I have a few facts I'd like to bring to your attention. In Millington, our census is done every 10 years, and in 2000, our population was 10,433. In 2010, our population is 10,178. That's a decrease of 255 residents. In Arlington, in 2000, their population was 2,269. In 2010, their population rose to 11,517. They increased by 9,248 residents. Their tax rate is $1. Our tax rate is $1.23. Let me repeat, we decreased and they increased. According to this budget, we will spend $313,000 in planning and economic development, and we'll spend $352,000 at the USA Stadium. Our priorities are out of whack. We need growth, rooftops, industries for jobs, not more debt. I believe most of our past leaders left us with a very strong foundation. I believe they expect us to continue some of the traditions that they started. And I also believe they expect us to improve each year, to challenge the status quo and leave Millington better than when we found it. I do not think this budget allocates our resources wisely. I'd like to leave you with an interesting study regarding some monkeys. They took a group of monkeys and placed them in an area with a silver pole in the middle. On top of that pole, they placed some bananas. Each time a monkey tried to climb the pole, they got the food, to try to get the food, they were sprayed with water. After a while, they stopped climbing up that pole. Then a second group of monkeys were introduced. Same scenario. The bananas were at the top of the pole. When the monkeys from the second group started to climb up the pole to get the food, the first group of monkeys grabbed them and pulled them down, not allowing them to climb the pole. Then the bananas were removed, and the second set of monkeys were removed. A third group of monkeys were introduced with no food, and as they tried to climb the pole, the second group of monkeys grabbed them and pulled them down. The culture or expectations were set by those monkeys. I say to each of you, don't let the monkey hold you down. We can do better in Millington if we just go for it. When we'll leave Millington a better place for our children and our grandchildren. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.